Hello everyone and welcome back to Adventures with Clive. And in the previous episode we went and kind of cleared out all the Underdark, and we also went ahead and started the Goblin camp area. So we talked with Volo, we got Volo back actually, and the Owlbear Cub is going to come back. As soon as we clear out the rest of the Goblin camp, he will be free to leave. And we did hit level 6, so we do have quite a few bonuses from that. A lot of our dual spec classes got quite a bump. So what we want to do now, while we're at the camp, I did do a long rest just to get that out of the way, and you do encounter your guardian again once you start using your Mind Flayer powers, and she just tells you that you shouldn't be looking for a cure, you should be using these powers, and we'll get to that later. It's just a part of the lore. There's nothing really that great from that conversation that I felt like we needed to show that, so we just skipped that part. But what we want to do is we want to talk to Volo. We want to get him to help us with the tadpole.
Ah, my good fellow. Quite the cozy setup you have here. I'll just make myself comfortable. Thank you so much. I was just settling in and reviewing my latest findings. Mind flayers, cultists, and, of course, your esteemed company.
How did you find the camp?
Finding is my job, my friend. If there's anything in the world worth knowing, I assure you, I do.
What do you know about Mind Flayers?
Why, I'm practically an expert. They've tentacles, you know? Quite shocking. The druid Halsim had some kind of mind flare specimen in a jar in his quarters. A replica, no doubt, but truly fascinating to see up close.
And their parasites, do you know anything about them?
As a matter of fact, I do. But why do you?
Not only have I encountered a Mind Flayer, I've killed one.
That can't be.
I killed a Mind Flayer in its lair aboard a nautiloid.
You're either an excellent storyteller, or you've experienced something quite exceptional. Tell me, have you noticed any residual psionic malaise since the alleged encounter?
I have, and the Mind Flayer infected me with a parasite.
That's quite impossible. You'd have undergone ceramorphosis by now.
If only your disbelief could alter facts.
If what you say were true, you'd be a mind flayer by now. You? Infected by a mind flayer? Ridiculous. Isn't it?
Examine me. Find out for yourself.
Perhaps that's for the best. I'd be irresponsible not to debunk such a strange claim. If I just peer in your eye, I could quickly... Oh, dear sweet gods!
I want to get rid of this thing by any means necessary.
If we managed it, we'd have a specimen of incredible rarity on our hands. I'll need to research the particulars, however. Give me a bit of time, and I'll have this little issue sorted.
Okay. Talking with him, we started a quest of sorts. And eventually he's going to come to us and he's going to tell us, hey, that I can help you. And he does botch the attempt at helping. But in return, we do get something pretty powerful. So it's worth going through that little conversation with him. And he does give us an item, the Blazer of Benevolence. And this is something specifically for bards. And that's really it for here. So let's go and head to the Goblin camp now. Alright, and here we are at the Goblin camp. This is the outside still. We want to talk to Grat because he has an item that is actually really nice.
Like you got something jingling in your pocket. Looking to spend it?
Alright, so this is pretty much what I'm going to get. I'm going to get the Returning Pike, and the Returning Pike is nice because it has a ability called Homing Weapons, and that says when we throw the weapon, it comes back to the owner automatically. So that's going to be great for Karlach. I also got Gloves of Archery, and this gives us Corellion's Guiding Hand, and so we can gain an additional +2 with our ranged weapon attacks. And then we have these boots of aid and comfort, and so this is good for Shadowheart, and whenever we heal somebody, we gain an additional 3 temporary hit points. So all 3 of these things, 400 gold, and plus the potions, it's definitely worth grabbing. So a little bit more utility. Let's head inside. Alright, we are at Liam. He's the guy that's being tortured so they can find out where the camp is, the Druid Grove is. So what we want to do is, let's just take our main character and let's talk to this guy.
Poor lad. I could give you peace, you know. But no. You gotta keep silent, don't you? Where do they flee to, you stubborn rat?
Please, stop!
Here to see your friend, have ya? Come and join him if you like.
Say we'll take over. His work is sloppy. He'll kill the prisoner too quickly.
As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority.
So really we just want to get them to leave. So we can either use Illithid Wisdom or Deception, since we are a rogue now. And we also have Favorable Beginnings, which is kind of nice. So just get some guidance. It is a 20, but we might be able to pull this off. Ha, fail. Let's try it again. Okay.
We do all the work, and you get to finish him? Bah! Take him! Won't do you any good. He just screams. Should have sent him to moonrise with the rest for all the good he's been. I want to watch that weird priest next door.
We're gonna go next door to that pain guy. Alright, let's talk to him.
Please, let me out. There's no reason for this.
We can get more information about the Night Song, but it's not really that important. So let's just say we're looking for the Druid.
Halsim, I don't know. He changed into a bear, but I lost sight of him. I don't know if he's still alive.
That's all I know. Please, get me out of here.
Okay. Relax, I'm not gonna leave you here.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And then let's do the sleight of hands. Should be really easy.
The lock clicks and opens.
Thank you. I better go before they catch us.
I should be able to make it to the Grove on my own. They need to know they're in danger.
Oh, let's just ask him about the Night Song. You came looking for the Night Song, didn't you?
Yes. It should be here somewhere. They said there was a hidden passage underneath this temple. The place was supposed to be abandoned, but when we arrived,
Go on, where can I find the Night Song?
Brian had instructions, but the goblins got him. They said they need him.
I have to go. I have to get out of here.
What does the Night Song do exactly?
I don't know. The boss didn't say.
He just said some wizard called Larian would reward us if we found it. That's all.
Okay. So we get an inspiration for saving him, which is nice because we spent some. And we found out that Larian was the one looking for the Night Song. So that's going to be helpful later on. So we can talk to Priestess Gut. There's a chance that we can take her out. Okay, here is Priestess Gut. And let's pick Shadowheart just in case there's any checks. She will brand us, and when she brands us, that'll give us the same power that these guys have.
Now here's somebody special. The Absolute has touched you, hasn't she? Priestess Gut needs to touch you too. Hold out your arm so I can mark your flesh.
A priestess. One of the leaders, no doubt about it. Let's make her squeal.
What's that? Tell your friend to keep quiet, or he'll lose his good eye.
Don't know why Will's talking out loud like that. Ignore him. Tell me about the Mark Priestess.
Ready for the fire, are ya?
I assume this mark has a purpose?
Shows our devotion to the Absolute. These maggots see how strong we are with her guidance. Whole camp will be branded soon, and you should be too. You ready? Brace yourself. This'll sting.
Hold out your hand.
Hold still.
As pain muddles your thoughts, your minds become entangled. A familiar sensation. She too carries a parasite. Darkness seems to swallow the temple, leaving you with a vision of the Goblin Priestess, receiving instruction from a handsome young man, one of the chosen. The vision dissolves away. You stand before the Goblin Priestess in the temple once again.
So we can push deeper, and this will get her to talk to us a little bit more.
Her faith floods into you, a tide of shuddering ecstasy. Her tadpole nestles within that mania, secure, hidden.
I feel you in there, digging around. Works both ways. And I saw some weird shadows swimming around in your head just now. Maybe I can help with that. Us true souls gotta look out for one another.
Okay, can we talk privately? This is a sensitive matter.
Of course. Don't want this rabble interfering with true soul business. Let's go to my chapel.
Alright, we can follow her. I have an imp now with Will, so I'm going to turn him invisible.
With haste.
And she goes through her room. It's just the outer part of the room. We should close this door behind us. And let's get Shadowheart. We could probably set up for the fight. Yeah, let's just get Karlak to go next to her. And I'm gonna have this, my main character, come over here.
There's no time to waste.
There we go.
Let's see what I can glean.
Ready to clear your head?
Change of plans. I'm going to kill you.
The Absolute will protect me. You don't stand a chance.
Alright, we got ahead of her, but we should be able to knock her out with this one attack. And we look at the Far Realms.
There's an illicit parasite in that corpse. You should take a look.
As long as we do this in silence and do it quickly, we are fine. So we get these items. So this thing has an ability. If the wielder bears the Absolute's brand, they gain +1 bonus to saving throws. This is the same thing. If you have Absolute's brand, you get advantage on death saving throws. So whichever character has the brand on them, so on my case it's Shadowheart, you are able to use these items. And she does have a parasite on her, so we get another power, which I'm not going to use right now. That's one of them down. We can actually head over to where Minthara is. So Minthara is right here. There's a scrying eye as well. She's back here kind of with Razak. What we want to do though is we can talk to Halsim, who's down this door. So it's probably the best bet is to talk to Halsim first, and then we can come back and we will be able to take down the last 2 leaders. Okay, we really need to make sure that nobody escapes this room, because as soon as we take out Halsim, who's in bear form, it's going to cause everybody to try to get help. There's no war drums in here. War drums would call reinforcements. So we want to have Karlach be right here.
See? He squealed! Hit it again! Keep your hands steady, 3. Again! Again! Make it squeal again.
What the hells are you doing?
We're juicing it up. The beast came in here with those robbers, killed Dink and Mince too. Boss is thinking of serving it to the wargs.
And it makes funny noises.
We made it squeal.
Look, you'll see. Give me that rock. I'll show ya.
We can just say leave him alone.
What here? Get lost if you can't stand a bit of roughhousing.
And now we can attack the goblins. And this will start the fight back here. Okay, I have the first round, and we need to take out these 2 here. So let's start off with just offhand attack. And then the main attack. And Dread Ambusher. Okay, now that those 2 are dead, there's not going to be anybody coming in. And we can just kind of back up a little bit.
Pardon the viscera. One should cherish all of nature's bounty, but goblin guts are quite far down the list. You aided a bear without knowing if it would savage you. A true friend of nature. Or perhaps a lunatic. Either way, I owe thanks. I am the druid Halsim.
You're Halsim, the master of the Emerald Grove?
Yes, but just Halsim will suffice. Unbecoming to demand honorifics from the one who saved my hide.
I've been to the Emerald Grove. It's in danger.
I am aware. I foolishly left it vulnerable to this rabble. There's work to be done. That look in your eyes. I've seen it before. Are you feeling all right? Oak Father preserve you, child. You're infected, aren't you? The Mind Flayer's spawn. But something's different. You're aware of the monster inside you. You don't bow to the Absolute like the true souls do. How is this possible?
I think this artifact has something to do with it.
That looks very alien. As alien as the Mind Flayers. They do not belong on this world. It's no coincidence that you found me here, I'll wager. You're after a cure for this parasite. I've been studying these parasites for a while now. Ever since I discovered these so-called true souls are infected with them. Someone is using very powerful magic to modify these tadpoles. They're using them to exert control over the infected. I'm sorry to say, I can't undo that magic, which means I can't cure you. But that doesn't mean I can't help. I didn't find what I came here for, a way to remove the tadpoles, but I found the next best thing. I found out where they come from. That must be where these enchantments are placed on them. And it's where you'll find your cure.
Tell me what you've learned about the tadpole origins.
I overheard that the cultists are sending all of their captives to Moonrise Towers. Innocents go in, true souls come out. Given that all of these true souls are infected, it has to be the source for this magic. If you want to find a cure, you must head there and discover how the tadpoles are being manipulated.
You seem to know a lot about this. Will you come with me to Moonrise?
I wish I could, but there's still work I've yet to finish. Blood I've yet to spill. I've no right to ask more of you, but if you could help me, I'd be free to join your journey to Moonrise. I cannot allow these butchers to threaten my grove. The natural order must be protected.
Alright, how do I help you?
My thanks. If you prevail, I'll owe you the debt of a lifetime. Rare is the beast that survives decapitation. Help me eliminate the drow Minthara, the hobgoblin Dror Ragzlin, and that perversion of a Priestess Gut. They are the ones holding these parasites together. Remove them, and nature will cure itself.
Okay, so you can have him join you as a bear. That's the first option, but everything will be aggroed to you. Number 2 is I'll deal with this, you get to safety.
There is no safety. Not while this rot festers. Once it is cut out, once the grove is secure, then I shall leave.
Alright, wait here until it's done.
May Sylvanus guide your hand. Focus on the leaders. That's all it will take to restore the balance here.
Okay, he's gonna hang out here. We're gonna take care of the group. There's some grease right here. There's a lot of things to loot in here. I'm gonna loot everything up and then we'll head out the door once we're done. Alright, we made it through the door now. And this is where we start off at, is these 3 right here. Just gonna quickly probably just have everyone kind of hide. It's kind of the best way to do this. Split everyone up. We can talk to them and they split up after that.
Next, I wonder.
I'm just gonna have Will come out of the way here. You can see that there's a lot of coverage here. So let's talk with these guys and hopefully they just split up.
Heading to see our new pet. It didn't seem easy, I'll give it that.
Do you think the dwarf is ready yet?
Seen this mess? Flaming Fist Thuggo took a chunk out me. Tried the priest. But she says the...
Alright, talk to her too. And now they all split up. So one of them's up there and then the other one is over here. What we can do now is if we can pull off a quick kill. Oh no. Okay, so I guess they saw me kill them, which is unfortunate. So we should be able to kill this one. And then kind of hide maybe. Oh, we could do Dread Ambusher.
Another parasite. Collect it. It
Okay.
might be useful.
Didn't go quite as expected. Usually you can kill those group right there without anybody noticing. But someone must have saw me actually kill them. So this is Minthara's stuff. We get another parasite. And she just has a couple of things here. This is actually not too bad. This spider silk armor, +1 bonus to stealth checks. And I don't think they got off the war drum. I think they just did the shout. We can check though in a second. So we're just gonna grab all the stuff. These war drums, if they hit them, it causes the whole camp to be alerted. Nobody else came, which is nice. Got these other water sparkers. It's actually pretty nice. It combines very well with the ring that prevents you from being electrocuted. So that's a good combination there. Alright, let's try to make it to the next section and see if we actually have to fight everyone else. I'll come back and loot all these bodies up, the rest of them, and all this other stuff. Let's sneak. Looks like they're not reacting to me. Okay, so what we can do, what I like doing, is coming in here and killing these guys with some bombs, because this makes it so much easier. So what we're gonna do is run back to where Priestess Gut's area is, and there's like a little spot right here that we can go through. Alright, so I'm up here on the top floor, and you can get this ladder right here, and this ladder is right by the spider pit. This is where we kind of started, where Minthara and them were. So up here, up this ladder, you can jump across. Probably going to use Enhanced Leap. It is a ritual. And it lets us jump further. There are quite a few chests in here. What we want to do is we want to jump onto this one. This is where Priestess Gut is. She's down there. We want to go into this room. There's a whole burrow hole. It's another thing. But in this room, you can see all these barrels. There's Smokepowder Barrels. Tons of them. And you can get some fire wine barrels as well. Should have used slow fall. That's fine. So we can send these to steal them and send them over to Karlach, probably. Whoever has the most space. I'm just gonna move all this stuff over to Shadowheart. So yeah, we can send all these barrels to someone. These are all Smokepowder Barrels, except for the yellow ones. So we have probably, what, 4 or 5 Smokepowder Barrels? And then once we are done with these, I'm going to send these over to Will. Yeah, humans are nice because you get a lot more carrying capacity. And once we're done, we're gonna plant them. We should be able to jump back up here with that ability, right? Too high. You can probably stack barrels. If you can't get out of here, it's not a big deal because you can always just teleport outside. So we can go to the Goblin camp. Okay, now that we have some barrels, this is Dror Ragzlin, and this is the guy that kind of leads the army. You can easily just place, you don't need a ton of barrels, you can just place down a few barrels. Once we go through this process here.
I command you, corpse, speak, reveal truth to the absolute. By Baldur's bones. Nothing. Must be reading it wrong. Suga no Sukuk. This is the big boss. Strike him down.
The hobgoblin turns to you, and the parasite squirms in your skull. You taste the ale on his tongue, and the bile in his soul. The visions cloud your inner eye for a brief moment once again. You see the hobgoblin bowing before the armored elf you'd glimpsed before. The elf speaks of the hunt for a great weapon, and the rewards that will go to whoever finds it. The hobgoblin's eyes gleam hungrily.
If it isn't a true soul devil.
He doesn't speak his next words, yet they still rattle your skull from within.
You ever talk to a dead squid? Now's your chance.
We can, talk to the mind flayer. It's going to give up the fact that we were the ones that killed it. So we can say to the corpse, was this the mind flayer that tortured you?
This mind flayer's build is smaller, its garb plainer. A fearsome creature even in death, but not the one that tormented you. Yet it too roamed the Nautiloid. It would have seen you, known you.
Absolute says the dead squiddy had a weapon. I reckon the killer nabbed it and scooted off to that looter camp. We find who killed it, and we find who took that weapon. So settle in.
You feel Shadowheart's anxiety. The weapon the Absolute seeks. It's the artifact that she carries. The same one that protected you as you entered the Goblin camp. Her mind focuses. Their suspicion cannot be aroused. They cannot discover that the weapon they seek is within their grasp.
Okay, one thing we can also do is switch to different character. And we can drop some barrels as this character now. Okay, this is gonna work. Got a couple of barrels here. These things do blow up and they're quite a big explosion. There are these two guys right here you also want to make sure that you take care of. And you want to place them to where they chain off of each other. So what we can do now is just go up this ladder. And this ladder will bring us up top. And now, once we get into combat, we should be able to explode this whole thing. So let's go back into the conversation, and we can just leave.
Your skull sizzles with Ragzlin's displeasure. His mouth is still, but you hear his demand.
I speak for the Absolute, and I say, you stay.
Alright, we're gonna attack him.
Here I take.
We have a lot of people that have turns before us, but we should be able to get off this attack. Alright, now that we got off quite a bit of damage, it's really just a matter of killing the rest of them.
Parasite in that corpse, brimming with potent magic.
Alright, we did kill all the leaders now. Yeah, we should have used more barrels. I think that would have made this chain a little more... It would have killed more people, but it was effective. It did what we needed it to do, which was to take out at least half of them. And so he has a few things on him. Nice mace, some keys. His item is a Mind Flayer Parasite. So we have 3 now. We can convince someone else to grab it. More scrolls. There is a door up here. There's a couple more people down here we can loot.
Here we go.
Alright, we should be able to use that key, and then, yeah. More items. Yeah, it's really just a couple of okay things, really. We did get some more ore. Let's use a rest, and that's really it for the quest. Let's go back down and talk with Halsim now. Alright, here's Halsim. Let's talk with him.
The ringleaders have to die. The very natural order of things is in danger. Thanks to them.
All the leaders are dead. The grove's safe.
You did it. You actually did it. The leader's dead. Praise Sylvanus. No, that's not right. Praise you, my friend. The Grove owes you a debt beyond measure. Killing's never my first choice, but those three were too dangerous to leave alive.
I've done my part. Now tell me about Moonrise.
Let's get out of this pit, firstly. Return to the Grove. I'll make my own way there. I can see to some matters there, and we can discuss what comes next amidst more bucolic surroundings than here.
Alright, he's gonna run around in rat form. Now, the thing that we can do is clear the rest of the Goblin camp. It's gonna give us a lot of XP. We aren't really hurting for XP. I mean, we're level 6 already. Usually you can finish off Act 1 at level 7, or just pretty close to level 7. And we still have to go to the creche and do the whole, like, northern part of the map. So there's still quite a bit left to do in Act 1. So we're not really hurting for XP, but it is fun to wipe out the entire front part of this area. So we'll probably do that in the next episode. But it's going to be it for this episode. So we did kill the 3 leaders, and we did find Halsim, and we were able to help him out. And this kind of completes the whole Goblin versus the Druid Grove arc. And there's a few things we need to wrap up in the Druid's Grove. There's rewards, there's Kaga. And so we'll deal with that in the next episode. So I thank you for watching. I appreciate all your support, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.